You wake up to the sound of your phone vibrating like an angry beehive on a nightstand. Your name is trending above a war and a celebrity divorce. A clipped, contextless video of you, 10 seconds, is everywhere. The comments taste metallic. Your chest tightens. What if you were canceled tomorrow? Here is the Stoic 7-day manual, rules of the scenario, napkin math to calm your brain, the committees you'll face, the possible human cataclysm, and a protocol that puts you back in control. First, the rules of the simulation. One public mistake or allegation, not a felony, not fabricated out of thin air, but damaging enough to spark outrage. Audience, medium-large footprint, 10K, 500K followers. Platforms, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Time horizon, 7 days. Out of your control, the algorithm, other people's opinions, what strangers post, whether blogs farm you for clicks. Under your control, your words, your timing, your actions, your posture, your restitution. Second, identify your committees, the real ones, not the internet. Legal, one lawyer who says, say nothing until we know. PR, one pro who can reduce fire with water, not gasoline. HR, employer, your internal policies. Platform policies, TOS boundaries. Family, the group chat that will try to fix it for you. The algorithm committee, an invisible panel obsessed with engagement, not justice. Your inner tribunal, ego, shame, fear. The Stoic council, wisdom, justice, courage, temperance. Now, napkin math for your nervous system. Mentions per hour, MPH, spike to 2,000 in the first 6 hours, then follow a decay curve. Outrage half-life, H, 36 hours if you don't add fuel. Amplification factor, R, sheer, your replies, plus your friend's defenses, plus new claims. Hour. If R1, the story grows. If R1, it dies. Your goal? Keep R1 for 48 hours. You do this not by winning arguments, but by starving the fire of oxygen. Cost calculation of impulsive posting. Assume each public reply spawns 10 more. Quote tweets, 100 new comments, and 1 additional think piece. 10 angry replies in an hour multiplies your footprint x $1,000. Time tax, 10 replies x 60 seconds typing, plus 15 minutes ruminating, 1 lost hour. Sleep debt, check phone past midnight, plus 40% cortisol in the morning. Translation, you become your own PR arsonist. There's also the reputational power law. The top 1% of accounts produce 80% of your exposure. 1 blue check dunk is worth 10,000 anonymous replies. Your priority is not to convince the crowd, but to cease feeding the top amplifiers. Silence is not consent. Silence is strategy. The crowd loses interest faster than you think if you don't keep tossing meat into the water. Let's simulate day 0, 7:14 a.m. The clip goes viral. 8:03, a blogger embeds it. 9:22, your friend texts, say something now. 10:40, a journalist emails, comment by noon. 12:15, a podcast invites you to share your side. 2:30, your DMs are a blender of rage and clout-hungry kindness. 7:55, you doom scroll until your eyeballs feel sanded. Midnight, you post a defensive half-apology. 12:03, the backlash doubles. Amplification factor R1, you did that. Have you lived a smaller version of this? An online dog pile, a group chat pile-on, a workplace rumor? Drop day 0 in the comments and one thing you wish you'd done differently in the first hour. Pause. Epictetus. What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about things. You can't control that a clip exists. You can control whether you give it more energy. You can control the clarity of your own judgment. You can control whether you act like a student or a panicked politician. The dichotomy of control is not a bumper sticker. It's a crisis operating system. The most dangerous hour is the first hour. You feel a hot flush rise in your neck. Your thumbs hover above the screen. That urge is a biological cascade. Uncertainty, threat, action impulse. The Stoic counter-impulse is a gap. You, Breathe in through the nose for 4 counts, hold 4, out for 6. Your shoulders drop. You put the phone face down. You pick up a pen. You start a crisis ledger. Facts, unknowns, potential harms, people affected. Write down a single sentence. I will not respond publicly for 24 to 48 hours except to acknowledge receipt and to protect anyone who might be harmed. You can post one pinned line. I've seen the clip. I'm assessing facts, listening, and will share a considered response after 24 to 48 hours. That's it. No adjectives. No self-justifications. This is not cowardice. This is temperance. If this pause and pin protocol is already lowering your pulse, tap like now. It tells the algorithm to spread calm instead of chaos and helps me make more steady in the storm guides. Let's quantify attention. You think you have infinite attention. You don't. Your daily attention budget, a 240 minutes of peak focus. The outrage machine demands 1,000 minutes worth of vigilance. The ratio V, QQ 4.2. When V1, your cognition cavitates like water forced through a narrow opening. Bubbles of panic form, then collapse, pitting your judgment like imploding microbombs. You don't push harder. You widen the channel or slow the flow. Widen the channel. Recruit a small, trusted crisis cell of 3 people, 1 lawyer, 1 PR adult, 1 friend unafraid to tell you you're wrong. Slow the flow. Batch your exposure. 2 windows of 15 minutes day to receive summaries, not raw feeds. No comments. No searching your name. Your team compiles a 1-page daily brief. Facts, credible harms, recommended actions. Now the human cataclysm path, so you recognize it when it beckons. You go live to set the record straight. You cry. You vent. You drag others in. You threaten lawsuits. You post screenshots of DMs. You clap back. Your followers high-five you in the comments. It feels like winning. It's not. You just poured gasoline on a grease fire. The grease climbs up your arm. There is a difference between false accusations, true but fixable errors, and value conflicts. Wisdom is discriminating among them. False accusations. You assemble facts and counsel. You defend with clarity and receipts. You do not smear. You aim for resolution. True harm. You acknowledge. You repair. You change behavior. Value conflict. You clarify your stance, accept disagreement, and refuse to perform outrage theater. The Stoics loved good records. Keep a second brain for the crisis. A running timeline. Exact quotes. Who you spoke to when, what you promised to whom. Not for spin, for accuracy. Cicero kept letters that saved him. Marcus Aurelius wrote notes to himself on long nights. You are not writing for the crowd. You are writing to keep your head. Listening is your superpower now. Not the performance of listening, the act. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, Zeno reminded his students. Find 3 credible critics, not randos, not trolls, who can articulate the harm or the misunderstanding. Ask them, what did you hear? What would repair look like? What would prevent this from happening again? Then shut up. Take notes. Thank them. Don't post the DM. If you've ever tried to listen in a storm and failed or succeeded, say ears mouth in the comments and tell us 1 sentence that helped. Justice is not a statement. It's restitution. If someone was harmed, ask, what would make them whole? Money? Replacement? Public correction? Process change? Adopt the bias of repair. If it's a misunderstanding, correct the record once cleanly with citations. If it's a value conflict, articulate your values without contempt and accept the cost. Courage is not screaming. Courage is standing without flinching. Now a view from above. Imagine your city at dawn. Your apartment is a pixel. Your phone is a photon. Pull back to the continent. Pull back to the planet. Pull back to the century. How large is this event, truly? How permanent? Marcus walked through Rome, the most powerful man, alive, and reminded himself, all this will soon be ashes. This is not nihilism, it's scale. Scale gives you room to act sanely. Day 1 to 2 of the crisis belong to silence and listening. Day 3 to 4 belong to speaking once precisely. Day 5 to 7 belong to repair and process changes. That's the arc. You will be tempted to invert it, to speak first, repair later. That inversion is why careers implode. The press wants immediacy. The algorithm wants immediacy. Wisdom wants accuracy and usefulness. You want numbers? Here are numbers. Without fuel, 80% of viral pylons lose 90% of their energy by day 3. Most people move on because novelty decays. If you feed the story with posts, your novelty injection resets the decay curve. Each new post is a new day 0. If you wait, listen, and then deliver a single structured response, you compress your pain into one controlled release. Your 7-day Stoic manual begins now. Day 1. Stabilize. Action. 1. Post the one-line acknowledgement, then lock your apps with a 24-hour blocker. Action 2. Build the crisis ledger. 3 columns. Facts, what is true. Unknowns, what needs confirmation. Harms, who is impacted. Action 3. Assemble your crisis cell. Lawyer, PR, truth-telling friend. Metrics are 1. Exposure window limited to 15 minutes twice day. Day 2. Listen and learn. Action 1. Identify 3 credible critics. Ask targeted questions. Document their answers without defensiveness. Action 2. Interview yourself like a hostile reporter. Ask, if I was hurt by this, what would I need? Action 3. Draft a value statement and a restitution plan in private, not yet public. Metric. Produce a 1-page brief with the clearest articulation of harm and the cleanest correction. Day 3. Speak once, precisely. Action 1. Publish a structured response with 4 parts. Acknowledgement, no passive voice. Facts, with citations. Repair, what you will do, with dates. And change, what process policy shifts you will make. Action 2. Limit replies. Turn off comments if needed. Refuse bait. Action 3. Send direct outreach to those impacted before posting. Metric. Clarity score. Can a neutral reader summarize your message in 1 sentence? Day 4. Execute repair. Action 1. If money is appropriate, pay it. If corrections are due, publish them. If platform changes are needed, implement them. Action 2. Reach out privately to those harmed. Do not post screenshots. Action 3. Share a brief update confirming actions taken, not feelings felt. Metric. Actions completed, actions promised. 1. Day 5. Process over performance. Action 1. Audit what failed, your filters, your review process, your guardrails. Install a pre-flight checklist for future posts, decisions. Action 2. Set boundaries. A content freeze, a team review protocol, a cooling off period for hot takes. Action 3. Reduce inputs. Unfollow doom accounts, subscribe to fewer, better sources. Metric. Decrease an impulsive posting rate to 0. Day 6. Rebuild trust by doing, not declaring. Action 1. Return value. Publish something useful that is not about you. Action 2. Create a do not engage list of bait topics for 30 days. Action 3. Journal what you've learned. 1 paragraph on hubris, 1 on control, 1 on repair. Metric. Your control meter rises. You feel bored, not frantic. Day 7. Close the loop. Action 1. Post a short reflection on the process and the changes implemented. Thank those who engaged in good faith. Action 2. Schedule a 30-day check-in on repairs. Action 3. Go outside without your phone. Walk. Breathe. Remind yourself that you are not your mentions. Metric. 0 notifications checked during the walk. If you're facing falsehoods, the structure is the same with a different center of gravity. Stabilization, evidence gathering, counsel. 1 precise response with receipts, then a hard boundary. You defend without spite. You refuse the theater of mutual destruction. You let the record become boring, not buzzworthy. Justice without vengeance protects your future self from collateral damage. If you caused harm, the center of gravity is repair. You will feel the urge to plead your intent. Don't. Intention matters. Impact matters more. Seneca wrote from exile about choosing improvement over self-pity. He who is brave is free, Epictetus said. Freedom here is courage. You admit the thing itself, not the sanitized version. Then you fix what you can fix and accept what you cannot. Practical heuristics for crises. Never post past midnight. Never post within 1 hour of feeling your heart race. No Notes app apologies written in the app you're addicted to. Draft on paper first. If you can't explain your plan to a friend in 30 seconds, you don't have a plan. If your statement contains, "If anyone was offended," you don't have an apology, you have a dodge. A word on your inner life. Shame is heavy and sticky. It makes the body curl inward. Anger is hot and outward. It wants to hit something. The Stoic path is neither collapse nor explosion. It is uprightness. Sit on a chair, both feet on the ground. Inhale. Label the sensation. Heat in the throat, buzzing in the fingers, tightness in the chest. Sensations are not commands. You can watch them pass like weather. History's counsel. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, walked among people who despised him and people who adored him. He wrote, "Ambition means tying your well-being to what others say or do. Sanity means tying it to your own actions." You cannot force love. You cannot force forgiveness. You can only govern yourself, words, deeds, the use of your days. The darkest version of this story ends with you torching your relationships, losing your job, and feeding a machine that will never love you back. The brighter version, not naive, not easy, ends with you stronger, clearer, kinder, more precise. You can choose the brighter version even when others choose the dark. That's not branding, that's character. So, what if you were canceled tomorrow? You would breathe. You would write a ledger. You would assemble a small council. You would listen like a scientist and apologize like an adult. You would speak once, precisely. You would repair. You would change your processes. You would not perform your growth for applause. You would remain a student. Wisdom takes work. Do the work today so if tomorrow comes, you're ready. If you want the full 7-day checklist as a printable crisis card, ask for it below. And help each other. Reply to someone's day 0 comment with one kind, useful sentence. If this guide earned your like and you haven't yet, hit it now. It helps more calm find its way into louder feeds. For more what if Stoic simulations each week, follow the channel and share this with one person you love, the friend you'd want on your crisis cell or the one who spirals when the internet turns on them.